Before you keep scrolling, give me one honest minute. Not the kind where your mind is already somewhere else. I want to tell you something small but true. Something I think you have needed to hear for a while now. Even if you did not know it until this exact moment, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you actually let yourself feel proud? Not because of an achievement everyone could see, but because of a small, private choice you made when it would have been easier not to. Maybe you stayed patient when you wanted to snap. Maybe you told the truth when a small lie would have been simpler. Maybe you kept a promise to yourself that no one else would have ever known about. If you had broken it, these moments rarely get celebrated, but they are, in many ways, the real evidence of who you actually are. Far more than any achievement people applaud you for. I want to talk about the specific way to always performing composure, even when you are not actually composed. So many of us have learned to keep a steady face, regardless of what is happening underneath it. Smiling through exhaustion, staying calm through quiet panic, saying we are fine because the alternative feels too vulnerable to risk. I want to gently ask you if this describes you, who actually gets to see the real version underneath that performance. If the honest answer is no one, or almost no one, I want you to know that this is not a small thing to carry alone. You are allowed to let someone see you struggle. The people who love you would not think less of you. Most of them would feel closer to you, not further away. I want to talk about the quiet difference between being needed and being known. Many of us are needed constantly by our work, our families, the people who depend on us to keep things running. But being needed is not the same as being known. And I think a lot of quiet loneliness comes from exactly this gap. Being surrounded by people who rely on you without ever fully seeing who you actually are. Underneath the reliability. If this feels familiar, I want you to consider that being known is not something that simply happens to you. It usually requires a small act of risk. The decision to let one person, even just one, see a little more of the real you than you usually allow. I want to say something about the fear that keeps so many of us small. The fear of taking up too much space, wanting too much, asking for too much. This fear often has roots stretching back further than we realize. Moments when wanting something openly led to disappointment or embarrassment, teaching us quietly that it was safer to want less. I want to challenge that lesson today. Wanting more for your life is not greed. It is not immaturity.